What's up, guys? How you doing? Beast Coast, Sabin here. We are here with another Street Fighter Five video, and this week, at the time of this recording, right now, Intel World Open is going on. If you remember, like my last video, talking about the qualifiers and stuff like that. I basically went through the entire process of how it's going to go down. It's going to be basically the TLDR is there was an open series of tournaments that happened. One of them I ended up qualifying for in my region in the U.S. East region. After the open qualifiers, the set of closed qualifiers, right, in which depending on region, there's a playoff, and the players with the worst record actually end up getting eliminated from the tournament, and they do not go to the final stage, which is the regional finals, in which the finalists, depending on region and number of entrants, actually play off against each other for the money. I did end up making it to the final stage, but we'll cover that when we go over the results of the regions. And like I said, once again, we are in the closed qualifier stage of things. Now, mind you, obviously, because they're all in different time zones, I did not see every qualifier live, but I did see a good amount of them. So we're gonna be going over the results. Let's see. Shout out to Event Hubs for aggregating them all in one place, because I don't know any other place that has all the results right now. So I'm just going from top to bottom here. So right now, as of this timing, the Dominican Republic qualifier is going on at the moment. I'll cover that last. France qualifier happened today actually, right? And it seems like the France qualifier had a top four playoff, right? First place was Mr. Crimson. You guys know Mr. Crimson. He won Red Bull Kumite. Definitely, unquestionably, one of the best Dawson players in the world at this point. And the character, outside of Mr. Crimson, has been getting really strong results from multiple regions. So it's cool to see they was able to secure another first place here. Seems like second, third, and fourth. We know about the French team. No surprises with the results. We had Convi playing Karen Kanzuki. I've definitely seen his matches due to watching him play on a European fighters. Really strong Karen player. And definitely a worthy opponent. The Dawson Karen matchup I think is like a 5-5, and Mr. Crimson knows it really well. He obviously beat Punk at Red Bull Kumite, so no surprise at the outcome there. Third place was Kills You, another Karen player. Wow, like two of the best four players from the French region play Karen. And fourth place was Nasty Nas with Balrog. Balrog's another character that's really strong in this meta of the game's life. So I did not see this result live, so I'm not exactly sure how it played out, but the results here, no surprise to me. They're all solid players. Shouts to the French team. Going through the other results, South Korea qualifier. They had a four-man qualifier. First place was NL with Cammy, and NL is probably the player that has had like the best results overseas. He's been able to travel. I'm not sure if he's still sponsored by UIU or not, but he's definitely been one of the most prolific Cammy players throughout the entire game's lifespan. So seeing him take first place in South Korea, no surprise. The other players I'm not too familiar with here, but I'm sure they're very good in their own right. South Korea is one of the best regions in the world for fighting games, and Street Fighter is no exception. Mad Hawk got second with Colin, third was Emperor with Bison, and fourth was Lobotomy with E Honda. And I guess the main takeaway I can take away from this is that the character representation is no surprise here. Colin pretty strong in the meta still. Even though she got nerfed, she's still a very relevant character. M Bison, he's pretty much stayed the same in this season, pretty much no changes. But he's been strong to begin with. The character won Eva at one point through Problem X, and he's always had strong results through most of SF5's lifespan. I think especially starting in season 2, season 3. He's been quite strong ever since. Lobotomy getting fourth with E Honda. E Honda's a character I've seen a couple of character specialists go really far with, and when Honda has played well, he is like a brick wall. And not only is he a brick wall, he hurts like a truck. So shout out to the South Korea qualifying team. Now the third one, this is probably the region that everybody wants to watch, but I haven't watched the whole tournament yet. I did watch bits and pieces of it, but because of the time zones, is the Japan qualifier. Interesting to note from ESL here, they actually had a ESL Japan stream just so they could have Japanese commentary on top of the English commentary at the time. So shout out to ESL and Intel for that. You know, they definitely got the production chips to blow it up. Multiple commentators in multiple languages. You pretty much love to see it. Going through the results here, I'm gonna go from top to bottom. First place, Pugera with Balrog. Second place, Red Bull Bonchan. He used Karen, Sagat, and Nash. Third place was Sako with Manat, part of the Fav crew. Fourth place is Gachi-kun from Red Bull with Rashid. Fifth place is BST, you know, the Beast Daigo's team. He got fifth with Poison and Armika. Tied for fifth was Tokido with Urian. Seventh was Higuchi Guile, and Moke tied for seventh with Rashid. So again, like I did not see all the matches due to time zone, but you know, just going from top to bottom. So Balrog, no surprise here. You know, like if you've been watching the Japan scene, you're watching Topanga League, you've literally been watching Balrog go on a tear. Like Pugera has been giving people a lot of problems in the season 5.5 patch. So there's there's actually no surprise here. Second place is Bonchan, and seems like he has multiple characters here. You know, Karen, Sagat, and Nash. And Bonchan, like he's pretty much the epitome of hard work, and you know, one of the OGs of the scene. You know, always like it's always paying off. So I'm not surprised to see him use multiple characters here. You know, like he can pretty much, he has a luxury of, because he plays multiple characters, he can use them in multiple scenarios in tournament depending on the matchup. Karen is obviously the best of the three tier wise, but Scott and Nash are no slouches either. So, you know, so shouts to Bonchan. Sako third with Manat, the execution god. You know, like one of the best players ever played the game. Period. You know, one of the legends of the competitive Street Fighter with Manat. So no surprise there. At the results, you know, I'm always happy to see him go off with Manat. He's definitely one of the premier Manats of the world, and he's execution god even at 40 years old. Can do all the stuff that some of you people watching this video can probably only dream of. I can't even do the combos that Sako does. It's ridiculous. Fourth place, Gachi-kun with Rashid. You know, Rashid, S tier character in the game all throughout the game's lifespan. No surprise here. Gachi-kun is a low-key, I believe, either Evo or Capcom Cup champion, right? Like, you know, one of the two. He's so low-key that I have to question myself about which event it was, but he's definitely one of the best players in the world as well. Fifth, Fudo with Poison and Armika. Fudo's results, although he's always been really strong, like, you know, he always tends to kind of fall short on the big stage, and like, you know, like obviously he's in a different phase of his life with this whole family and going on, like, you know, he just had a baby. Mika was one of the characters that got nerfed heavily due to a V-shift, although she got a buff in the season 5.5 Phantom patch, which makes her V-skill, her V-trigger 2 a little bit better, and I believe the V-skill 2 a little bit better, right? So Mika's competitive again, and Poison is a character that, although she got slight nerfs, it does not change her game plan at all. She's still very relevant in this game's meta. So there is no surprise he's going to be in the finals. So with this event, this is the first event with 8 entrants that I'm going through. 6 of the players actually qualified to the final stage. 2 of the players do not qualify. I'm going to get to that pretty soon. 5th place was Tokido with Urian. You know, Tokido, like, he pretty much left Akuma behind, you know, I guess except for like certain niche matchups. It's no surprise to see him here, you know, in the top 8. Although, like, he finished 5th, and it's not as good as probably like you would expect from Tokido, because he's definitely one of the best players ever played the game. He still qualifies for the final stage, so we're gonna be seeing more of him, even though he got a 5th place finish. The 2 people that did not make it are SNB Higuchi Guile and Gyogun Moke with Rashid. And that, so like I said, I didn't watch the whole tournament, but those 2 players are the youngest people in this tournament. Everybody else in this tournament that I listed is like almost, is like 30s or like sometimes 40 plus. I think, except for Pugera, I think Pugera is pretty young, like compared to the other characters, but still, he's not as young as I think Higuchi or Moke. And unfortunately, the run ends here for them. But we all know Higuchi is very solid. We all know Moke is very solid. I think he got top 8 at Evo before, and Higuchi is one of the young blood. But it's interesting to see that in this region, it's one of the most competitive regions. The Ogar is still on top. U.S. West qualifier. Samurai got first. Ryu Akuma, nephew got second. Cole and Ryu. Chris CCH third with Seth Sakura. Fourth, JB with Rashid. Corey Bell fifth with Ed. And tied with Mataoja, Balrog. Two people that did not make it, Luigi DB and Danka Diaz. Samurai, no surprise here. You know, one of the best players in the U.S. to ever play the game ever since Street Fighter 4 days. Always really executionally solid. Always super sick. I saw a couple of clips. I saw a clip of Samurai from the ESL Street Fighter account, in which he played Mataoja, and he got into his head so much that he kept hitting him with roundhouse Tatsu over and over again because he kept throw teching. So it looked really funny because you're just spinning back and forth doing hurricane kick, hurricane kick, hurricane kick, and it's all unsafe and it hit every time. That's the level of play that we're dealing with Samurai, and like Mataoja is a really good player. Like Samurai is sick on another level though. Nephew, no surprise, you know, we always see him in the Capcom Cup. We always see him in the Capcom Cup qualifying. You know, he was Punk's former roommate. You know, like definitely one of the sickest players to play the game. But what's interesting here is that in the finals, he actually did not go with his mainstay from what I'm seeing, and like he went with Ryu against Samurai. So I'm wondering about the level difference. It's like, damn, like Colin got shut down to the point we had to play Ryu. Like I wouldn't have expected that. Third place was Chris CCH with Seth and Sakura. No surprise there. Like, you know, Seth got buffed with the V-Trigger 2. Really, really strong character. Sakura is also one of his mainstays, and she got buffed. So I expecting good things from him. He'll qualify for the next stage. JB fourth with Rashid. You know, the middle of the pack right there. You know, Rashid, like, you know, I said once again, you know, S tier character throughout the entire game's life. And JB's always had good results in Street Fighter 5, so there's no surprise to see him in the final stage. Fifth is Victrix Corey Bell with Ed, and this is actually the surpriser here. So Ed is not a commonly played character, and Corey Bell, like a really good player, but like he was not the first name that came to mind when I was thinking about top tier results. He's actually going to the final stage, and like I think it's sick. Like I've seen a little bit of Corey. Like I saw him take out Danka Diaz in the West Coast qualifier. Danka Diaz ended up qualifying anyway, but yeah, like Victor Corey Bell, like definitely a person to look out on, and you don't sleep on Ed. Basically, like this guy's one of the best Eds out there. Fifth, Mataoja with the Balrog. He's gonna be going to the final stage as well. You know, no surprise about Balrog again. Results in every region. He's one of the best Balrogs in the region. Should go far in a lot of results. And although he got fifth, could be qualifying for the next stage. Seventh place was Danka Diaz with the Dulcims. You know, I'm a little bit sad, boys. He ended up running into Nephew and Mataoja, which are two of the hardest matches for Dulcim. So no surprise that he finished at 7th, but we know he's really sick. Luigi DB with Guile, one of the best players in the region as well. You know, I had a chance of playing him at some of the online events that people will be running. Like, I know how good he is. Fortunately, he's had to go home today at 7th. All right, so we're going to the Europe West qualifier. So Europe West qualifier, Phenom first, Karen Akali, Vega Patch, Fang Jury, Takamura Akuma, Rickman's Barnett, Manat, Veggie, Birdie, Fasa Urian, Valix, Rashid Poison, and Loha Urian. So I do know these players, except for the people that did not qualify. Phenom getting first in the region with Karen Akali, no surprise. You know, one of the best players to ever come out of the region. You know, always has good against international talents. And like his reactions, spacing are top notch. So I'm just wondering how much Karen he played compared to Cali. Vega Patch getting second with Fang and Jury. You know, definitely been strong. Like, you know, he plays like a lot of underplayed characters. Especially with Fang and Jury, they're not well represented like in tournaments too much really. Jury more so represented in tournaments than Fang, but I know Vega Patch versus Fang, right? So it's nice to see that his defensive play and, you know, playing patient and, you know, shaving the life lead paid off here. Takamura got third with the Kuma, you know, one of the best players in the region again. He did qualify for a Capcom Cup, and he will be going to the next stage. And from what I've seen, I remember I saw him play Momi at the Capcom Cup qualifier for his region, and he actually won. You know, amazing player that's been coming up like since SF4 days, really been coming into his own in SF5. Riekman's Barnett, Manat, he's definitely one of the premier Manats out there. This guy's like a little bit of a sleeper. I know about him because, like, again, he entered the European Fighters tournaments. So I got to see how sick his talent was firsthand. Very, very skilled player with Manat. Definitely somebody to keep an eye out on. Veggie got fifth with Brody and Cammy, and I'm really impressed by Veggie's performance here. You know, you guys see him on the mic at Capcom Fighters sets. You guys see him at the ESL and all the events, and you're probably thinking, like, man, does this guy even play anymore? Like, he's washed up? No. This guy knows his stuff, and he's proven again and again that he's a top player himself, and he can compete at high levels. So it's great to see Veggie go on to the final stage. Fasa with Urian, no surprise there. Fasa, like, we always see him in Salt Mine League, and some of the European Fighters events. We always see him at the end of a lot of these events, and he's definitely one of the premier players in Europe for this game. So him to get fifth right here, zero surprise. Alex and Lohi, I did not know anything about, to be honest. But Rashid and Poison, you went at the character select screen right there. You're obviously sick because you qualified. And same for Lohai with Urian. Like I did not know about this player until I saw the results. But yeah, unfortunately, he would not be making it to the next stage. But shouts to the European region in general. So going next, Hong Kong qualifier, Hot Dog, M Bison, Roundly Pro, Guile, Anson Falk, Vega, and Human Bomb Chun Li. So I know 2 out of the 4 players of this region. So Hot Dog is one of the best Bison players in the world. Period. I remember like when we had offline events, like Hot Dog made like a really sick one. I believe one of the Capcom Cup qualifiers. I mean Capcom Cup finals, like last season or 2 seasons ago. I forget. But yeah, like him getting first at Bison. As I said, deadly character throughout all the game's lifespan. No surprise to see Hot Dog winning another event here. Rowling Pro Guile got second. I did not know anything about this player, but the one thing I can say about this matchup, if it was Bison versus Guile, typically in any legacy game before Street Fighter V, Guile has always had the advantage on Bison because Space Control Sonic Boom is too much. But Street Fighter V has tended to flip the matchup upside down on top of its head. Right now, Bison be beating Guile, so definitely goes to show how the game has how like Street Fighter V is fundamentally different from a lot of these other Street Fighter titles. Anson Falk got through with Vega. Another character that's kind of slept on, but I think is very deadly. Pretty safe, can't get it on him, has command grab, has good walk speed, right? Like can interact with buttons, be really annoying, claw on or claw off, and it hurts like a truck, So I'm not surprised to see this character here. I think with the qualifier, I'm not sure how many people in the 4-man qualifiers go to the finals. I think it's only 2, right? Fourth place was a Human Bomb with Chun Li, one of the legacy players of Street Fighter at this point. I've always seen him since Street Fighter 4. Glad to see him still playing Street Fighter 5 with Chun Li. Unfortunately, I don't think he made it to the final stage, but I just want to give him a shout out. He's always been a sick player, and unfortunately in these events, one of these people might go home. The next one is Oceania qualifier, so I believe it's like New Zealand, Australia, right here. So there is a region like I did not know anything about. Vigalas got first with Laura Minot, Skyfall second, and Akuma Ken. Ghost Chips third with Bison Lar, Maori Boy fourth, Sagat, Dan, and E Honda. Mercy Blocks fifth with Abigail Ryu. Tied with Johnny Business. Seventh got Reno and Isaac from DC Rashid. So Reno and Isaac will be going home. Vigalas first with Laura Minot. So I'm just gonna go through what I think about these characters because I had not watched the whole tournament. So Laura, character definitely really relevant in the meta. Idom's been the one having the most success with him, and she's definitely a strong character. So, like her winning a tournament, I'm like, wow, awesome. No surprise there. Like, I'm surprised. I'm always interested to see other people that can play top tier characters in other regions that I'm not familiar with. Playing them at a high level. And Minot, obviously, execution monster character. It's interesting that he's playing one offensive and one defensive character here to win the tournament. Second was a Skyfall Akuma Ken. Showed a representation all the way. I just wonder what matchups you use Akuma and Ken for. Akuma did get nerfed, but like V Trigger 2 got buffed in this patch. Ken got some really decent buffs. So I'm just wondering which character you use more. Those ships third, Bison and Lara. Wow, it's another character where it's like they both get their maul on, but in different ways. Bison just mauls you with gray damage and making you block things. Lara just makes you guess with the 50-50s. So yep, like these are all characters that are like that you expect to be seeing in tournaments. Maori Boy got fourth with Sagat, Dan, and E Honda. The only question I have here is how much Dan did he play? Like we've seen Sagat before, we've seen E Honda, but like Dan, like he got a little bit nerfed in the last patch because the Infinite's gone. So I was wondering about that. Mercy Blocks, Abigail, Ryu. I'm guessing like if anything, like he chose more Abigail than Ryu because like Abigail did get nerfed, but he's still really strong. And like Ryu did get buffed, but like his buffs don't always seem to matter too much. But then again, Samurai's running on a tear, so I don't even know. Johnny Business with the Balrog, of course, it's got to be one Balrog in there. And like those will close out the qualifiers. Seventh was Reno with Karen and Isaac from DC Rashid. They will unfortunately not be going to the final stage. So getting closer and closer to the end of the results that we have so far. North America East qualifier. So this is the Canada region, actually. So there's two North America East and a US East qualifier. First was Safe, Yuri and Ryu, Fluxwave second, Poison, Mika, Silver Rupee third with Ed, and T Kimura fourth with Cammy. I've experienced all these players. Safe, like I personally think is one of the best Urians in North America, one of the best players in our region, period. But it's a little bit low key because he's in Canada, and we see him at NLBC sometimes. When he can enter. Um, yeah, like him winning. Like I personally think he's the best player in Canada right now at the moment. So him winning is no surprise. I see he busted out a Ryu here, and he's working on his Ryu as well. I wonder what matchups he used it for. But I played him personally. I think he's a very sick player. Flex Waves got second with Poison and Mika, and I've really thought he was the second best player in the Canada region. He uses characters depending on the matchup he's facing. So Poison, like he'll pick Poison if he wants control, pick Mika if he wants to overwhelm you, right? So like if I was a betting man, like I bet the matchup came down to Mika versus Safe in the finals. But yeah, they're both really sick players. I fight Flux in a lot of tournaments. I fight Flux in some tournaments a lot, so I'm pretty familiar with how he plays. So shout out to Flux. I believe he'll be qualifying for the regional finals. The people that did not make it, Silver Rupee and T Kimura. So Silver Rupee's Ed. I played him at a local event. I think he actually smoked me. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, like another Ed representing in the finals of the event. It's really sick. Unfortunately, did not make it to the final stage. Hikamura Cammy is probably the oldest player out of all these guys. I've been playing this guy since Marvel vs. Capcom 1 on like Fightcade, back like in the early 2000s. It's good to see him still having the shafts to qualify. Plays a really strong character, Cammy. Unfortunately, will not be making it to the final stage. Up next is a US East qualifier. That is my region, so we're gonna go over the results. First place, Idom, Poison, Lara. Second place, Punk, Ken, Nikali, Dalsum, and Poison. I don't remember him playing Dalsum. I remember him playing Ken, Nikali, Poison. No, I think this is a mistake in the results. It's Ken, Nikali, Mika, and Poison. Like I know he played those characters for sure. Third place was myself. Arturo. Like they don't have all my sponsor tags. They have only TS. I'm part of a Beast Coast, Team Spooky, and Matcherino. So should probably hit up the editor. But yeah, I got third place. Fourth place was Equinox Brian F with Balrog. Fifth place was Endemic's Owen Shine with the Buki. Tied for with fifth was BYU Kami, seventh place. Oh, fifth place, sorry. Seventh place was Joey Armika. Seventh place was Ludovic Chunli Minot. So it's going over the results. Idom Punk, they're pretty much the best in the region. No surprise, this is like one of the most well-seen regions. So you guys know about their history. They're definitely like the two best players in our region, and they have amazing results around the world. So it's definitely one of the hardest regions I personally feel outside of Japan. The third place was me though. I'm pretty happy with my results. Considering number one and number two best players in North America were there, right? And like so like I'm feeling good about the results. That's gonna give me like a good C going into the final stage. Brian F. Fourth, Balrog, is one of the premier boxer players in the U.S. and the world. I was surprised that I was able to beat him in the run back with boxers. I think that matchup is terrible. Like I have to really, really play on point to even beat him. And like the interesting thing is, Brian actually beat me in my first round of the tournament. So I was actually starting off pretty crappy start. Shine and Kami will also be going to the next stage. Shine plays a Buki. Shine, like no instruction needed. If you follow Street Fighter, you definitely know about Shine, especially in the East Coast region. He's always blowing it up. Went with the Buki this tournament. Kami got fifth with Seth, so he'll be going on to the next stage as well. Joey got seventh with Mika. Like he actually went 0-2, and same for Ludovic. He actually went 0-2 as well. I think his first match was Punk. I'm not sure he lost to in losers. Joey lost I think to Idom and myself, right? So I was really lucky. So I guess I'll be talking about my run for a little bit. So like in my portion of the run, I lost first round to Brian F, right? Then I had to play the following players in order. I played Joey first, who qualified the fourth qualifier, by the way. So that means he actually entered all the qualifiers until the end and qualified in the very last spot. So he was definitely hungry. He was up 2-0 against me, and I fortunately made like a 3-2 comeback. Like I don't know how I did it. Like I played like some Galaxy Brain stuff that game. So I was able to advance, and once I won that one matchup, I was able to qualify for the final, so I could breathe easy. But I still wanted the experience for pride. I ended up playing Shine. Like I had a convincing win over him, 3-1. But we definitely kind of go back and forth. Like historically, this guy has a really good record against me, so I was glad I was able to pull out the win there. Then I played Brian F after losing to him in the first stage of the tournament. I ended up clutching it out 3-2 and like playing amazing. But I eventually fell short to a Punk who played Mika on me. And at the same time, I was thinking, I was like, bro, like I just studied this matchup. Like you're not gonna get me with Mika too. Like I'm playing good today. But sure enough, Punk is a genius. He's a genius at the game. I was just in awe of the decisions he's making. It's not that I'm scared of him, but he makes the decisions that are absolutely right all the time. Basically, a genius level player, and it takes somebody like Idom, who's also a genius level player, to even take him out at the end of the tournament. Shouts to Ludovic as well. He's a really solid player. Like although he finished last in the qualifier, I definitely always think that he's somebody to watch out for. So we're gonna be seeing more of him in future events. All right, so let me see how many qualifiers we have left. We have the Europe East, China, and Australia qualifier. So the European East, this is a region like I don't know anything about, so I'm gonna go through the results kind of quick. Malmus Alex, Shady Imposter Alex, Merkin G, Kalmahal Sagat, Laura Aerocrater or Laura Fifth, Take My Mash, Zeku Dan, Kaji's Jury, and Graf Safro. We don't know what character we use. So Malmus and Shady Imposter are both winning with Alex, and Alex Grand Finals. Wow. That's amazing. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that in the history of this game, let alone Season 5. I wonder how that match played out. And third place, they beat a G player, Merkin, which is actually really incredible. It makes me want to see the results now. Fourth place, Kalmal with Sagat. Sagat's seen representation of this character in a bunch of other regions. Aerocrater, fifth with Laura, another character, no surprise. Take My Mash, Zeku, and Dan. Again, I wonder how much Dan he played throughout his run. And that'll be the last player that qualifies from this region. The people that not make it are Kaijus and Grand Safro. I don't know who Grand Safro uses, but Kaiju's with the Jury. Shouts to you. Like, unfortunately, you'll not be going to the final stage, but I do hope you got a lot of matchup experience from this. The pressure is high these types of events. All right, so China qualifier. Ding. So sorry I mangled any of these names. Ding Chun Q with the Urian. Xiao Hai with the Kami. VX Bao with the Bison Urian, and Bai Ten Yi with the Kami. So Ding Chun Q, he plays Urian. I was watching like a little bit of the Chinese qualifier, and basically, if you're trying to beat somebody like Xiao Hai, who's one of the best players in the world in my opinion, plays multiple games. He's mostly known for King of Fighters, but his Street Fighter legacy is definitely like pretty storied. Like I've been seeing him play since Street Fighter 4 days. Making waves with like Cammy. Street Fighter 5, he's had amazing results when he's been able to travel overseas. The fact that Ding was actually able to take him out, like that's definitely very impressive. To be one of the best players in the world. And I'm not sure how well practiced Xiao Hai is in this version of the game, if he's been playing Season 5 at all, but he's the type of player that any game he picks up, he's going to be a threat in, even if he doesn't practice. So, shout out to the both of them. VX Bao is like another player like I've seen making waves in China. He's all, like, there's a lot of Yuri in that region, but he also has a really strong Bison. There's like no sure representation of top tier characters in this region. Fortunately, VX Bao did not make it. And Bai Tenyai, sorry if I mangled the name again. He plays Cammy. He went out and making it to the final stage, but Cammy's never a region. Cammy's pretty much everywhere. She was the number one character until she got nerfed, pretty much. The last reason I'm trying to talk about here is the Australia qualifier. Like I know a couple of these players here, but not everybody. Travis Styles got first with Balrog and Birdie. Roth got second with Birdie, Gilseth, Balrog. Third place, BK Samo Urian, followed by Panda with the Kuma, followed by Somniac, M. Bison, Shenkan, Ken, Zeku, Rumors with Cody, and Roops is Armika. So Travis Styles, he's definitely one of the most known players in the region of Street Fighter 5. I know him for his Balrog, but it looks like here he's also playing Birdie as well. And I remember the grand finals of it, I actually was catching a little bit. I think it was a Birdie mirror, so I don't know how much Travis Styles plays Birdie, but I think he was trying to make a statement by beating Rob with his own character here. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. In the Australia region, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not trying to make like a false narrative here, but it was kind of late in my region. Roth, like, I've seen, like I haven't seen too much of this player, but I've always seen the results. It's always in the finals. Birdie, Gil, Seth, and Balrog. Wow. So like I'm thinking this guy must be a counterpick monster. He must be playing characters for everybody. BK Samuel Urian, no surprise, really strong character in every region. You're always gonna see him in the top 8. Panda fourth with Akuma, and like again, no surprise. Akuma got buffed a little bit, so we'll be seeing like a lot of results of him. Somniac with M Bison. He's one of the best Bison players in the region. Shenkan with Ken and Zeku. Definitely no surprise as the secondary character. Both Ken and Zeku are like really fast, like really high-paced characters. They really like take it to you. Rumor 7th with Cody. There's always a Cody. There's always a Cody in the region that's gonna try to rob you. You know, Cody might not be the best character. His damage output and his stun output are really high. And Roops got 7th with Mika. Unfortunately, Rumors and Roops will be going home. You know, but anyway, definitely shout outs to the Australia region. Last thing I do before this video, like, I'm gonna see what's going on with the DR results right now, because like they're actually going on. They're actually going on as we speak. Right now, like they're up to the semifinals portion of the tournament. This like grand finals that have not happened. Menard RD, one of the best players in the DR region, took it 3-0 over crossover. Is Seth just now. It was actually Balrog versus Mika. This is all courtesy of the ESL Street Fighter Twitter feed that I'm reading these results right now. So it seems like he got him 3-0, but Menard is definitely one of the best players in the world. Capcom Cup, former champion. I forget from which season. It was like season 2 or 3, I think. But yeah, can't sleep on him. It seems like Menard also beat his brother 3-0. And the matchup, it doesn't say the matchup here because I'm going to the Twitter feed, but yeah, it was probably Balrog versus Dawson. Louis Man is one of the best Dawson players in the world as well, and he's also Meta's brother, so no surprise he knows the matchup. Crossover beat Hermes Vendatori 3-0, so that was Seth versus Cammy. And it seems like that's all the results I have at the moment because it is going live. Anyway, the closed qualifiers are going to be pretty soon. So I believe there's a graphic of a list of all the closed qualifiers. Mine will be taken. Oh, sorry. So this is just for the. So it seems like the regions that are left. I'm sorry, because the closed qualifiers are going on right now. It seems like the regions that are left are Southeast Asia, Taiwan, United Kingdom, Central Africa, Singapore, Mideast, Africa, and West Asia, United Arab Emirates, Mexico, Russia, and Brazil. We still have like a lot of Street Fighters left to see. So, once again, shout outs to Intel, shout outs to ESL, shout outs to Capcom, for making like this sick qualifying event. It's unfortunate that due to the pandemic, we're not able to play in person, like at the Olympics, like that would have been cool. But I guess we're kind of an Olympian, I guess, at least so to speak. So anyway, guys, look forward to me in the USA East qualifying finals. It's going to be like in around a month from now. There's still going to be more Street Fighter to come throughout the coming month. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me going through the results. This is Beast Coast, Arturo Sanchez, Sabin, NYC Furby. Make sure you like and subscribe and let us know in the comments below. And I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I'm out. Peace.